Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, it is so good to be back with you. Well, welcome. It's Saturday, and that means it's time for our Saturday night seance. I want to say, first of all, welcome to all the new subscribers. We've had a number of new people that joined the channel this month, and thank you. And if you're watching here and you love psychic things and like to be part of our scene, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? It doesn't cost anything, and you'll get daily updates from me. And make sure to hit the bell so you get the notices. But welcome to Spirit Channel. As I said, I'm Psychic Bob, also known as Bob Hickman. I am a full-time professional psychic medium. And on Saturday we gather. We have an old-time spiritualist seance. I come out of the spiritualist church tradition. And in the spiritualist church, it's very common. People gather in homes. So they have what's called a home seance circle. And if you guys were here in my home with me, which in a sense you are virtually, we'd just sit in a circle. I'd have you pull up your chairs here right around me. And we'd sit and have a little seance. I am what is known as a trance medium. T-R-A-N-C-E, trance. And that means that I put myself into a trance state. And during that trance state, my spirit guides overshadow my consciousness and take temporary control of my body and vocal cords to speak through me. If you've never seen a trance channeling before, it may look a little strange, but I assure you I'm not in any pain or any danger. But it's a way for the spirit world to make their voices heard. So I serve as a medium and allow them to use me in a sense as their telephone to speak through. So anyways, I invite you to come and join our seance circle. Well, I'm going to take the lights down. I like to work in subdued light. We're going to work in red light tonight. And, so we'll see what happens. I never know. It's always an adventure. But welcome. So I'm going to take down our light. And, oops, let's see here. There we go. There's our red light. So I'll see you when I get back. Oh, greetings. This is Fletcher. Oh, so good to be back with all of you. Well, our medium is most kind to let us use his body as a way to bring our voices forth tonight. And we got a few people here be wanting to speak to you. So step out of the way. I'll be facilitating them coming in and out. We'll see you a little while later. This is Fletcher. Over and out. Yes, Fletcher. Looks like we have attained the body. Good evening. It is a great joy to be here with all of you. When we of the spirit world have the opportunity to come through a medium, it is for us a chance to share our reality with you. There are many of you here tonight who are saying, what is this? How is this possible that a spirit could be speaking? And yet here you are and here I am. Understand that there is a part of you that is eternal. It is your spirit soul, your self. Upon death, your consciousness will not cease. Your physical, material consciousness will cease. But the truth part of you, that thinking self, that knowing self, that will continue forever. So as you exit your body upon your death, you will find yourself transitioning between the earth realm and the spirit realm. For a short while, you will be in the in-between zone. We call this being on the edge of the etheric. When you're on the edge of the etheric, there is a reality that is partially material and partially spiritual. For you will not have fully shed your earth consciousness at that point, and you will find yourself still thinking in earthly ways of, should I drink and eat? I must go, I must rest, I must do this and that. But after a while, you will start to detach from those sensations, You will find yourself realizing that you don't even have to breathe, not in the earthly sense. In the spirit world, what exists is your spirit body. It is a clone of your physical body, however, it has no imperfections. Your spiritual body, as I said, does not need to breathe. This is why a spirit can go into a solid mountain and see what is inside. It does not need oxygen. Your spirit self can go underwater and stay there for years if you wish, without surfacing. Again, you do not need breathe. You do not need to breathe as you do not need oxygen. The spiritual self has no pain nor imperfections. If in your earthly life you had an amputated leg, once you return to the spirit world, you will be whole. Your spirit body will not have an amputated leg. I should perhaps clarify this point, for some people have said, we have seen ghosts who have amputations. Yes, when you first exit your spiritual body, material body, your spiritual body will retain the exact likeness, the duplicate of your physical body. The physical body with its imperfections carries into the spirit body for a short while. But as you retain your consciousness and as you move closer to the light, you will be made whole again. And your spiritual body will take on a fullness of glory and light that you had forgotten whilst in the physical body. And so here in the spirit world, there are no amputees, there are no scars. The body has no scarring, no amputation, no defect. If you are mentally deficient whilst on earth, that was a product of the human physical brain. Here your mind is whole and complete, and you will see and understand all things in clarity. If you had a speech impediment, once you return to the spirit world, you will have your full voice and all your faculties restored. Know that in the spirit world, the body is perfect, it is whole, it is made of light. But it is not an earthly light, for earthly light can be dimmed and weakened. This is a spiritual light that never fades, never weakens, and can only grow in glory. As you live your earthly life, it determines how your spiritual life will be. If in earth you do good things, if you love your fellow human, if you're kind to animals and to the weak, with each act of choice of kindness and mercy, you grow your spiritual light. It will go brighter and brighter. There is a myth that in heaven all people are equal. This is simply a myth. It is not true. There are those who have perfected their souls whilst on their earthly sojourn. And for these souls they attain realms of glory that are unheard of upon your earth. Likewise, there are realms of darkness here that are even darker than the pitchiest black night on your earth. Your soul has an unlimited capacity to do great good and to live in love, or to do great evil and to live in sorrow. So for those who say there is no hell, I should like to tell you that there is a hellish realm in the spirit world. The good news is that even it is not eternal. That a soul once consigned there will begin its opportunities for progress. Souls consigned to the dark regions will receive visitations from angelic beings, from higher spirit guides, and those who come to instruct it. At first, many souls reject the kindness and advances of friendship from the higher souls. And because of free will, we cannot impose our will on a soul that wishes to remain in darkness. But as a soul makes its choice, it can choose to move towards the light. And it is true that no soul is ever denied the ability, the opportunities to progress. Life is a series of evolutions. You grow from light to light here in the spirit world. And even souls who come over here with a great amount of soul light, who are brilliant and glow like diamonds, even they can grow and glow brighter. Progress is eternal. It never ends. And in the spiritual world, when you come here, you will understand this principle. In the earth life, though, you can make great progress. In fact, it is easier to make progress in the earth life. For there you find yourselves almost in a veritable prison. whilst encased in bodies of flesh, whilst encased by limited minds. Choices and decisions are harder to make, and opportunities for growth take greater effort. But the opportunities are greater there, and less limited, I should say. In the spirit world, you can make progress, but it takes twice the effort. So for those of you here who are saying, Alfred, my life here is very challenging. The earth life is about to kill me. Be of good cheer, for this means that you are at the edge of making great progress. Out of great suffering can come great success, but one must understand the process. Unfortunately, there are many humans today who do not understand spiritual progress, and they wander about the earth, thinking, oh, if I throw a little dime in the church coffers, then I shall have great success. Throwing the dime in the church coffers is only good if you have the right intent. You cannot buy your way into heaven, but if you give the best that you can out of love, then you shall make progress. It is true, as I said earlier, in the spirit world, it is much more difficult to make progress, for the opportunities are not as great here. This is why you come into the earth. You set aside your spiritual light and knowledge, and you put upon yourselves the veils of forgetfulness, so that you may fully immerse yourself in the process of living fully in this realm. If you were to remember all your spiritual glories, you should find it most difficult, or you would have no interest in staying on the earth, and it would seem twice as horrendous as it does even at the moment. So remember, those of us who come from the spirit world, we're here not to condemn you, but to cheer you on, to encourage you, and to invite you to glory. Please remember my words, and you may call upon me if you need help from the spirit world. My name is Alfred. Oh, this is Fletcher. Give us just a moment. We've got somebody else we want to come through our medium. Oh, there we go. Greetings, my dears. My name is Rose. What a joy it is for us to come through this medium. As Alfred said earlier, it is a great joy for us. But when we have a medium who will allow us to come through, it gives us the opportunity to more directly speak to you. In the earth realm, you are limited by your senses. Your physical senses are very dull compared to your spiritual senses. The spiritual senses are heightened power. With them you can see farther. You can see blinding light without being injured. You can see darkness as if it is day. Your spiritual eyes have the ability to see through objects in the material world that appear solid. Your spiritual eyes can see across galaxies and into far-reaching realms. Likewise, all of your senses are enhanced to a far greater degree. And this is why we of the spirit world encourage you always. We say, please raise your consciousness, please raise your vibration. And in so doing, your earthly senses, your earthly eyes, your earthly ears, your physical body will become enhanced. You shall be closer to our world. This is why there are some people upon your earth who, even in a waking state, can see and communicate with the spirit world. They've aligned their physical self with their true spiritual selves. And in so doing, they've come to understand that life is eternal, that no one truly ever dies. If you're fearful of death, my dear, we invite you to come and sit at these seances regularly. We come through to give you evidence that life is eternal. Our medium here has been so very gracious and kind to allow us to use his apparatus, his body, as an instrument, our speakerphone tool. Do you know, when I lived on Earth, my father had one of those speaker-type phones. Now, in our days, it was not nearly as sophisticated as yours. But it was fascinating, for he could sit in his office and speak to his secretary down the hall. And they'd chit-chat back and forth on this sort of speakerphone. You see, a medium is like that. A trance medium is a speakerphone. We bring our consciousness and impress it upon the nervous system and the physical body. And it allows us to have an approximation of our earthly self. You know, one cannot truly hear one's own voice. And so when I hear my voice coming through the medium, I suppose it does sound quite a bit like I suppose, perhaps just a slight bit of difference. But you'll see, my dears, it takes a lot of effort for us to come into this realm. As we lower our vibration, we're able to speak through the medium. And because our nervous energy is impressed upon their nervous system's energy, it brings a frequency very close to what we had upon Earth. So my voice and the voice of the others who've spoken tonight and will speak, our voices may be slightly different than when we were on Earth. But know that they're very, very close, close enough that had you known me on the Earth, you would recognize me now. Some of you know that my true name is not Rose. Rose is the name that I use when I come to speak to you. The truth is that my family were very prominent in London, and they're still existing in London to this very day and are still very well known. And to protect their privacy and to protect this medium from harassment from my family, who are very powerful, I give a different name than my true name. I will give you a hint of my identity, though. Some have said, Rose, are you a member of the royal family, the British royal family? And I must say, in all honesty, dears, no, I'm not a member of the British royal family. But I am a member of the nobility, a member of the aristocracy, the titled people who serve the royal family. This is all I wish to tell you about my true identity. But know, my dears, that over here in the spirit world, your earthly rank and power and prestige is of no importance here. Though I may have been a high-ranking noblewoman and had a place at court, over here I'm just a normal person. Titles and glories of earth do not translate into the spirit world, for your glory here is your heart, your love. And if you live in love and let your heart predominate, then you shall be important here. You might even be a great and powerful monarch, such as Queen Victoria. By the way, Queen Victoria is here in the spirit world, and I have seen her. But over here, even she decries her titles. She said, nobody need call me your majesty, for here it has no meaning nor power. It is simply a point of identification. So do not think that power and prestige and titles lift one into the high ranks of the spirit world. For here that is not true. It does not occur. But those who were humble upon the earth, who behaved with compassion, who behaved with love, they are the ones who are the glorified here, the exalted ones, the ones that all of us look up to. As I said, I may have been a high-ranking noblewoman on earth, but here I'm as good as a peasant. But you know, to be in the light is a joy that you cannot describe. Here in the spirit world there is a happiness that we cannot even put into human words. Our saddest day in the spirit world is 1,000,000,000 times more happier and your happiest day upon earth. So know that when you cease to live in the physical body, you will have an opportunity to come to this world, to the spirit world, where you will exist in a spiritual body, one that is of light and is powered by love. We say here that God is love, and this is a great and universal truth, and that not only is God love, but love is God. The more you love, the closer you are to the divine. And so do not forget those wonderful little acts of kindness and compassion, to help the elderly, to visit the sick, to feed the hungry. All of these are acts of mercy, physical and spiritual mercy. And they will get you very far in the spirit world. So I leave you with these thoughts today, and I do thank you for allowing me to come. Fletcher says our medium's power is starting to wane, and I do feel the power going. But I thank you, my dears, for receiving me. I do hope that you'll remember to call upon me, and know that we of the spirit world are never far away. And I send you my greetings. I'm going. Power is fading. Mine is away. Well, Tubies, I'm back from my trance, and I love to channel. I don't remember what comes through me, and I just hear little snippets. But when I come back from trance, I feel so exalted. And I think it's because when the spirit people come through me, they bring such light, such power from the spirit world. Really uplifts me. So anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed our little seance today. And I thank all of you for gathering here and being part of this. Listen, I hope you'll make it a regular to be here each week, because we do this every Saturday. Every Saturday is our Saturday night seance. And we'd sure love you to pull up your chair and join our seance circle each week. Listen, keep it here at Spiritual. We got more coming. Tomorrow is Sunday. You know what that means? It's Sunday night hangout with Psychic Bob. Be here for a live stream event on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. For those of you in different time zones, that's 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, 4 p.m. Pacific time. For those of you in Europe, it's midnight London time, 1 a.m. Paris time. We're going to have a live hangout with Psychic Bob. On Sunday, it's just a lot of fun. I sing, I talk, we chat about everything that's going on, and I do psychic readings for people who ask questions. So if you want to be part of that and maybe get a little psychic reading in, bring your questions tomorrow. We'll be taking chat questions, and I would love the opportunity to read for you. But you guys are the best. Listen, thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Please make sure to help me out. Like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends, and hit subscribe. We'd love you to be here. Oh, and if you didn't see yesterday's video, check that out. It's in the queue right before this one. We had a reading from the Mists of Avalon Oracle. It was pretty cool. So you can get a kind of a little psychic snapshot, because that reading was for everybody for the next week. So if you didn't get that reading yesterday, go see that after this video. It's in the queue right before this one. A reading from the Mists of Avalon Oracle. So check it out. Well, guys, I love you. You are the best. Thank you for being here. Also, thank you to all of you who came up to my psychic development class today, on Saturday. We had a great turnout, a lot of good questions. If you're interested in developing psychically and want to learn how to access your psychic gifts, you might want to join us every Saturday. We meet via Zoom, and you can read about that over at my website at PsychicBob.com, and you can register for the classes. So go down below to the link, PsychicBob.com, and learn about my classes there. You guys are best. We'll see you back here tomorrow for Sunday night hangout with Psychic Bob. And until then, may all of you always blessed be.